The current exchange rate for Stellar is 2.5263 rands per coin, with a price range of 2.4599 to 2.5374. The previous day's closing rate was 2.5458, indicating a change of -0.0195 or -0.77% in the ZAR to XLM exchange rate. Anticipated Stellar price projection for the near future and upcoming month. The anticipated cost of Stellar on Monday, August 7th, was 2.44 rands, with a high of 2.61 rands and a low of 2.27 rands. The conjecture for the cost of Stellar on Tuesday, August 8th, was 2.38 rands, with a high of 2.55 rands and a low of 2.21 rands. The expected cost of Stellar on Wednesday, August 9th, was 2.25 rands, with a high of 2.41 rands and a low of 2.09 rands. On Thursday, August 10th, the conjecture for the cost of Stellar was 2.37 rands, with a high of 2.54 rands and a low of 2.20 rands. Finally, on Friday, August 11th, the cost of Stellar at the extra station was 2.30 rands, with a high of 2.46 rands and a low of 2.14 rands, within the multi-week timeframe. The conjecture for the cost of Stellar on Monday, August 14th, was 2.24 rands, with a high of 2.40 rands and a low of 2.08 rands. The anticipated cost for Stellar on Tuesday, August 15th, was 2.25 rands, with a high of 2.41 rands and a low of 2.09 rands. On Wednesday, August 16th, the cost of Stellar was 2.26 rands, with a high of 2.42 rands and a low of 2.10 rands. The projected cost for Stellar on Thursday, August 17th, was 2.29 rands, with a high of 2.45 rands and a low of 2.13 rands. Finally, on Friday, August 18th, the cost of Stellar was 2.44 rands, with a high of 2.61 rands and a low of 2.27 rands. These figures were observed over a span of approximately 14 days. The anticipated cost of Stellar on Monday, August 21st, was 2.43 rands, with a high of 2.60 rands and a low of 2.26 rands. On Tuesday, August 22nd, the price of Stellar was recorded at 2.27 rands, with a high of 2.43 rands and a low of 2.11 rands. Similarly, on Wednesday, August 23rd, the projected cost of Stellar was 2.28 rands, with a high of 2.44 rands and a low of 2.12 rands. On Thursday, August 24th, the price of Stellar was 2.23 rands, with a high of 2.39 rands and a low of 2.07 rands. Finally, on Friday, August 25th, the expected cost of Stellar was 2.14 rands, with a high of 2.29 rands and a low of 1.99 rands. These figures were recorded over a span of 3 weeks. On Monday, August 28th, the price of a Stellar figure was 2.25 rands. The anticipated cost of Stellar on Tuesday, August 29th, ranged from 2.09 rands to 2.41 rands, with a final cost of 2.61 rands. On Wednesday, August 30th, the projected cost of Stellar was estimated to be between 2.43 rands and 2.79 rands, with a final cost of 2.63 rands. The projected price of Stellar for Thursday, August 31st, was 2.54 rands. On Friday, September 1st, the estimated cost of Stellar was observed to be 2.72 rands at its highest and 2.36 rands at its lowest. Approximately 1 month later, the price of Stellar is projected to range between 2.79 rands at its highest and 2.43 rands at its lowest. The projected price of Stellar on Monday, September 4th, was 2.44 rands, with a top of 2.61 rands and a low of 2.27 rands. On Tuesday, September 5th, the estimated value of Stellar cryptocurrency was observed to be 2.15 rands at its highest point, while its lowest point was recorded at 2.00 rands. The anticipated value projections for the Stellar cryptocurrency in the years 2023, 2024, 2025, 2026, and 2027 are of interest. The projected cost of Stellar for the month of December 2023 is expected to range between 3.39 rands, representing the lower end of the cost spectrum, and 3.83 rands, representing the higher end of the cost spectrum. The average cost, obtained by calculating the midpoint between the low and high costs, is estimated to be around 3.5 rands. The estimated cost of Stellar cryptocurrency was 3.53 units in the preceding months, with a subsequent revision to 3.58 units on December 5.6. Furthermore, the projected gauge for Stellar in January 2024 is 3.58 units. Initially, the cost was recorded as 3.58 rands, with high costs reaching 3.58 units and low costs dropping to 2.88 units. The average cost was determined as the median value. The Stellar cost experienced fluctuations throughout the course of several months, with a change of 3.29 units. Specifically, in January, there was a 13.4% difference, amounting to a shift of 3.10 units. The projected cost of Stellar for February 2024 initially started at a high price of 3.10, then increased to 3.85, and subsequently decreased to a low price of 3.10. The average cost of Stellar during this period was calculated to be 3.41. The estimated cost of Stellar for the remainder of February is expected to be 3.60, representing a 16.1% change. The initial cost of Stellar conjecture for WOC 2024 was 3.60 rands, with a high cost of 3.89 and a low cost of 3.39. The middle cost was determined to be 3.63 rands. There was a slight shift in the Stellar cost conjecture towards the end of the month, with a new cost of 3.64 rands for spraying. The percentage is 1.1. The projected cost of Stellar for April 2024 began at 3.64 rands, reached a high of 4.52 rands, and a low of 3.64 rands. The average cost for the month was 4.01 rands. The estimated cost of Stellar is expected to increase to 4.22 rands, indicating a change of 15.9% on April 15. The initial estimate for the cost of Stellar in May 2024 was 4.22 rands, with an exorbitant cost of 4.59 rands and a low cost of 3.99 rands. The average cost was found to be 4.27 rands. The estimated cost of Stellar for June 2024 was initially 4.29 rands, with an excessive cost of 4.67 rands and a low cost of 4.05 rands. The average cost was determined to be the midpoint between these values. The conjecture for the cost of Stellar in the months of